on how something goes. Alright, so I don't know what happened. Of course, I was streaming for like 22 minutes. Couldn't even see it. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't get like too deep into it. Alright, so basically, you know, we back on you know, Holly Tree, but what happened was, you know, just like I said, you got your there we go. Just like I said, you know, you got your people that, you know, you got people that the arms stink, you got drunk people coming in, and you just have, you know, people that don't know what they're doing. Just like I keep saying, with this one guy named Antoine, man, this man could not cut a yacht club, which is the same thing as a club sandwich. He couldn't cut a yacht club to save his life. And and like, you know, when I say you had incompetent people in there, I just mean that you just have, you know, you just have your people in there that they know everything. And of course, you know, I did tell about the story about the dude standing online shitting on himself. You know, if you wasn't, you know, if you didn't hear about that, that was in my last stream. But yeah, you know, of course you had people, I'm about to say they can still see you. I mean, you know, like you had people in there, you know, you had this one dude in there, he, dude named Walt, you know, I already showed how he was standing online, you know, just crapped his pants. I mean, it was crazy. But overall, you know, Holly Tree those were just one of those places where I mean, like, do I regret not taking that job serious? Yes, I do. Would I work there again? I might. If I had the same people I was working with. See, I don't know what it is, but they finally put that feature back up with the whole, like, you know, you're not running to each other. I don't know how you even get into that, but I'm just glad. But yeah, so while we're sitting here in this somewhat kind of interesting race, but yeah, on from the from Holly Tree and then going to the cliffs, basically damn near in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. The cliffs was kind of interesting. It was another like fine dining, if you want to call it a resort, but that place had I would say a lot of ass kissing. You know, now I stay an hour away from there, and since I worked the line, I had to come up with a special. So, you know, like of course, you know, you had your regular you know, menu, but you had to come up with a special. But of course, you know, if the chef didn't like the special, you know for a fact he's gonna tell you to, you know, think it over again. So you didn't waste it basically an hour and a half of your day or your time thinking about a special on the way to work, just to get told that you had to come up with something else. So, you know, I would always try to look up something, you know, of course, like while I'm driving, because, you know, I mean, it's in the mountains. I mean, you really can't get too distracted. But when I tell you the ass kissing was real, we had this guy named Sandeep. Okay, I don't know if my car is just slow or if the controller's messing up, but it's pretty slow. But yeah, we had this guy named Sandeep. He got on my nerves, man, like for real. This guy would sit here and make it seem like that he was like top notch because he cooked on the cruise ship. Nobody give a damn about that. We're talking about right now. You know, he would sit there and, you know, make it seem like that, you know, he's better than you, blah, blah, blah. That man didn't know what he was doing. But I'll tell you one thing, he was all up in Francis' ass. Now, Francis was a chef, but he was all up, like, just in there. You know, every time Francis came in the kitchen, he was right there, just. But of course, Sandeep, you know, he was he was a sous chef, but he still didn't know what he was doing, just like I said. And then, that's really the only person in there that didn't, you know, that made it seem like they knew what they was doing, but they didn't know. You know, it's a difference between, you know, like I said, it's a difference between knowing what you're doing, and then there's another difference between, like, you know, you knowing, you know, the terminology, but you can't cook. You know, that's, I mean, it just doesn't go well. I'm not gonna lie, I do not like this race, but oh well. Yeah, I don't like this race. I don't like it. And then crazy thing, while I'm sitting here thinking about it right now, as I'm leaning forward in this TV and trying to lock in, I did not know, probably for the longest, did not know I had arthritis in my neck. Did not know that. My neck is starting to hurt right now, but I thought, the whole time, my neck was hurting. I thought, anytime I did like manual labor, I thought it was because I was building neck muscle. Just to come to find out that the doctor was like, "Oh yeah, you got arthritis in your neck." Don't know how that's possible, but probably because I'm carrying this big ass head around. But I don't know. But yeah, the cliffs, I really didn't, I was only there for like 6-9 months. I really didn't particularly care for that job because this was like the one time where you wanna ride around while you're over there about to go sleep.
I don't even know how to play.
No, you just go with the back button and then this right here. You can pick any car. But yeah, I didn't really like the clips really too much. You gotta hold down.
What kind of work?
Hold down the. Yeah, you go. Okay, now go. I really didn't like the clips too much, but I will say this: one time. Okay, so I will say this. Just to wrap the clips up, the clips was almost. It was almost like one of those fine dining restaurants that you don't want to. No, sorry, not a restaurant. A somewhat resort, because the chef, I think he had it out for me because he will always put me on saute, the hardest spot in the kitchen. But then, of course, you'll have people like Sandeep that act like they know what they're doing, like I said, but really doesn't know what they're doing. And he, when I say, the food wasn't hard to cook, it was just a whole fact that you got somebody looking at you 24/7 cooking. Like I would never forget that one time, the one and only time I got heated in the kitchen. Up, that was your ass. But I would never forget when I had to cook 100 pieces of shrimp. I had to fit 100 pieces of shrimp in a large pan all at once. How were you even going to do that? The pan was probably the size of, I don't have no representation right now, but the pan was, we're gonna say the pan was like about like this round, and it's probably like, yeah, it's probably like this round and like this wide. How you gonna fit 100 pieces of shrimp? You know, so when I didn't toss it all in there at once, you know, he got mad. He told me to move it out of the way. Let me show you how you do it. And he still had to break it down into 2 sections. He still had to break it down. So that was like kind of like my first time like getting mad, like getting heated. But the clips, I really don't have like any horror stories about the clips. Like it really wasn't too bad. But then again, it was pretty bad. The only bad thing was the drive. That's it. But now we're getting into the good stuff. So let me just use the bathroom real quick, because I'm not gonna be able to hold the urges to tell this story.
What's up? This game actually kind of fire. I can hold you. Look at his drift, bro. Oh. I mean, our GTR.
You gotta excuse my young boy. He just wanted to be in the camera just for a little bit. But yeah, so now with stories, and do I have the main characters in there? Longhorn was one of those places. Mind you, this is my first commercial restaurant. My first, and when I mean commercial restaurant, I mean. No, sit down. My first commercial restaurant, this was, you know, it is just like it sounds. You know, you do see the Longhorn commercials, all that. You see that. But what's going on, bro? But see, here's my whole thing. When I got the Longhorn, I never worked with a computer ticket system. So really my whole thing was I was just nervous at first. You know, so they put me, so you have a station like you have You have appetizer. No, you got the salad station over here. Then, so if the line is like this, you got your salad station. Then right behind you, you got your fryers. That's the appetizer station. And then you have where right beside it is the char, which I don't know why they call it char. Why would you call a actual grill a char? I understand when you're grilling stuff, like, yeah, it can be called char too, but it's an actual grill. And then you calling the flat top a grill. That makes no sense. A flat top is something that you're sauteing. You know, it's almost a lazy way of sauteing. But you had char, grill. You had the potato and sweet potato station where you just do like that's all you're doing. But and then you had where you're plating, like, you know, you just wait for the food just to be like assembled on the plate. So they put me right there where you're assembling plates. Mind you, I got two people right behind me. I got one person right beside me, and I got two people on the other side. So I got food coming all over the place. Now at first it was overwhelming, but once you get down to it, it's easy. It's easy. Like that doing that for a while, that didn't take me no time. But I'm not gonna lie, I did have a breakdown where I was sitting there like, I don't even think I could do this. But like I said, I got the hang of it. Now, Longhorn deserves for me to tell these characters, like this whole time I haven't been. This whole time, stop, sit down. This whole time I haven't been, you know, talking about any characters. When I first got there, of course you had your people that made it seem like that, you know, they knew what they were doing. People that act like they were hard, tough, all that. And really, when I say this place right here, really, when I say that you're just taking something out of a bag, putting it in the microwave. We never used a microwave. I never used a microwave in the kitchen. Never in my life in the kitchen. Here we are, 10 years later in the culinary game, and I never used a microwave in the kitchen. You know, so like when I heard that, we were like, and Longhorn was the first kitchen where we didn't have no range, no stove, no nothing. All you had was 4 fryers, you had a flat top, you had a grill, and that's it. You couldn't even boil water in there to save your life. You couldn't even boil water. If you wanted to cook steamed broccoli, we portioned up in a bag and we put it, we portioned up in a bag. And when I tell you that we just threw it in the microwave, that was that. You know, I never understood it. These people at Longhorn thought it was so hard to cook and assemble a plate with just steak, potatoes, and broccoli on a plate. And they thought that was the most hardest thing. But I will say this. When the manager asked me why wouldn't I work grill just to do, you know, just to cook the meat to perfection, you know, like we're talking about, you know, rare, medium, well, well done, you know, steaks. I ain't doing it. You know, he wanted to know why. Just like I said in the last stream, when you work fine dining, if they wanted you know, if you work fine dining, when they say they want it well done, you know, they actually want it medium well. In a place like Longhorn, where I live at, they think Longhorn is fine dining. When they say they want it well done, that means you need to cook it extra well done, because they just don't know. They just don't know what they want. You know, people that I'm not saying I stay in a small county or a small city, but when people start saying Longhorn is fine dining, I just know that your palate is small. You know, so when you get plates brought back and they say they want the medium, you know, they want like a medium 8 ounce and stuff, and it's a true medium, they don't know what the hell they want. They just want to bitch and complain about something. And now, I will say this. You know, it's almost like, okay, baby. I mean, you keep going if you want to.
I gotta blow my nose.
You said what?
It's like I gotta blow my nose.
Why can't you say again?
It's like I could blow my nose.
Oh. So like my whole thing was, you know, you definitely had a whole lot of haters in there. I will say that, because I had people in there that I never talked to. I never held a conversation with them, and they'll just come in with the most stank attitude because you hate where you work at. It's a dead-end job for you. You've been there for 12, 14 years, working at the same place. Same shit, just a different day. But you've been there, you're miserable, and you don't know what else you want to do with yourself. You can sit there all day and tell me that your husband has a good job and, you know, he does this and that. But you're still coming to work. You're still coming to work. You know, that, I mean, like, that doesn't matter. You're still coming to work. So my whole thing was, perfect example. We had this one girl named Alyssa that worked, you know, like she was a prepper / cook, and she was an ass kisser. And I hope one day that this stream finds her, because just like I said, you know, that one day when she sat there and she basically said something about my you know, my son, guess what? I will never forget about that. You know, people always say stop holding on to the past. Fuck that bitch. Fuck her. You know, I really do hope this train finds you. I mean, I would personally tag you in this just so you can see the video. But yeah, she was how you gonna work at a place where you just heat the food up? You're just heating the food up, and you can't even keep up. You know, you're on the line yelling. You know, you're over there talking about some move out the way. Let me, you know, personally not to me, but she was the one talking about move out the way. Let me go ahead and do this. Let me do that. Blah blah blah. Man, she didn't know what the hell she was doing. But sure enough, Jotham and Michelle was always like, oh, you know, she's a good cook, blah, blah, blah. That, she didn't know what the hell was going on. She been half the time, she didn't even know where she was at. Half the people that worked at Longhorn, they didn't even know where they was at. They did not know where they were at. Man, we had, yeah, but still back on her. Every time I had a question for her, she would always like just try to like, you know, push it off, or she'll always try to sit there and make it seem like that, you know, she didn't want to talk to me. But she's full of shit. Just like I said, half them people there were full of shit. Just full of it. You know, so you know, you know, of course, of course, how am I gonna sit here and take somebody serious that's messing with somebody? Now, mind you, I'm finna be 33 this year. She was messing with somebody that was way older than me. And she was younger than me. She was like 25, 26. Now, this dude that she's messing with was way older than me. He had to been like in his late 30s, early 40s. This man was sitting here basically, you know, saying that his mom lives with him. How many times am I going to hear that where somebody says that their mom is living with them? You know, just be straight up with me. You know, who am I? I'm just, you know, I'm just a regular guy. I mean, you ain't gotta flex and finesse in front of me, cause I mean, I care less about all that. But you know, she used to make it seem like that. You know, she had a stank face. Oh man, and she had her little pets, Jason and Cayman. Yeah, I'm on y'all's ass too. Use the brake, man. I mean, like, dude.
I'm trying.
But yeah, she had a little pets, Jason and Cayman, and Cayman, I really couldn't stand him. Cayman, he wasn't nothing but a little teenager that, you know, didn't know what he was doing either. You know, once that man got on the grill, you know, he thought he was doing something, because apparently if you work on the grill at Longhorn, you know, apparently you know what you're doing now. You know, I never really understood that. You know, you're just cooking meat and chicken. That's it. That's all you're doing. You ain't doing nothing else. You know, and people might say, oh, well, you know, it's the most easiest job. But some people, some people don't need to be on the grill. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like real tired. That, if I'm not mistaken, 160-mile drive. Kind of got me tired just a little bit. But no, I didn't see people drop chicken and try to put it, you know, back in the fryer just to kill the bacteria. I mean, you know, I didn't seen that. If you go to any of these restaurants, just know that we're back there. You know, if you order fries, just know that we're back there eating the fries too. So of course you got some people that don't put the fries on a separate plate like I would, instead of just reaching in the bowl, mouth to bowl, mouth to bowl. You know, I just want you to know that, you know, like, they're back there doing it because they don't have no common sense. Ooh.
La R32 que tu conduis a été la première à hériter de ce nom. C'est le monstre originel et ses séries de victoires sont sans comparaison.
Je vais faire simple. Pendant des années, cette voiture était imbattable sur la scène japonaise des courses auto. La R32 a changé les règles et a surclassé tout le monde pendant des années.
Elle a été conçue pour pulvériser ses adversaires et c'est ce qu'elle a fait.
On y retourne rapidement. Un retour rapide s'impose.
Oh my god, I'm so tired. This might have to be a short one tonight. I don't know what my old ass was thinking.
L'arrivée approche. Restez concentrés jusqu'au bout.
C'est obligé que l'une de nos deux Skyline gagne cette course.
As excited as I am to talk about Longhorn and, you know, the most, I mean, and it's gonna get worse. I mean, it's gonna get even worse from here. I mean, Longhorn is probably one of the worst places I ever worked at.
Cette fois, personne ne me coupera la parole. Je ne dirai rien. Vous vous débrouillez. Allez-y, les gars. Je vous laisse faire. Personne? Ok, pilote. On dirait qu'on est enfin entre nous. Parfait. La prochaine course est donc très spéciale.
Eh l'ami, code 9. T'as réussi un sans faute contre nos rivaux jusqu'à présent. On les malmène comme il se doit. Mais la prochaine course est un toguet. Donc tu sais ce qui t'attend. Intensité et technicité. En plus, elle commence du point culminant de la caldeira. C'est pas une course à prendre à la légère.
Pareil pour nos adversaires, apparemment. Pilote méticuleux et machine allemande. D'après ce qu'on m'a dit.
C'est de mieux en mieux, hein. Allez, on se retrouve au sommet de Maui.
Cette fois, ça va marcher. Donc, je disais, en fait, tout a été dit, alors je suis un peu perdu maintenant.
Yeah, I swear I almost died off on stream. I swear I did. I was just thinking about what I was finna eat, and then what I was gonna do tomorrow. Well, today, since it's 12:44, I was gonna think about what I was gonna do today, but I know for a fact, I'm finna go to the Nike store. But other than that, everything else still up in the air. You know, I mean, to the people that know me, I mean, like, you should know where I'm at. But to the people that don't know me, when I say I'm gonna be on the other side of town, I'm talking about like, this is literally like this city. You can live over here, but the other side of town is 30. I say about a good 25, 30 minutes away, depending on where you're trying to go, and taking a shortcut. So yeah, I might just cut this short.
Fichu robot. Recalibrage. Allez, en route pour aller à Kala.
Yeah, you gonna sit right here? Don't be scared now.
I'm trying to change my own.
Man, trust me, man. I'm not. I'm gonna let my young boy sit here and you know, keep y'all busy because I'm about to eat. I'm about to sit back. I'm about to eat.
This the only game we got?
You know, I ain't doing nothing. No, I got. But see, if you end this game, it's just gonna end the whole thing. I mean, but I don't care if you end it. So like, you can, yeah, you just push the middle button or whatever, or to do this, because it's gonna end regardless.